Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Anniken and I design knitting patterns and I teach knitting workshops, and today we're going to talk about this beautiful shawl hanging right next to me. This shawl is on the cover of the new issue of Knitting Magazine, issue 234, which is out in the shops today. Not the day I'm filming this, which is 3 days earlier, but on the day that this video actually goes live. Issue 234 of Knitting Magazine will be in the shops in the UK. So welcome if you're a new viewer, and welcome if you're a returning viewer. I really appreciate you being here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, please leave them below, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. So this is on the cover of issue 234 of Knitting Magazine, and I haven't actually received a copy yet. I'm filming this on the Monday and the magazine is out on the Thursday, so my copy hasn't arrived yet. I'd hoped it would arrive today, but it didn't, so it'll probably be here tomorrow, maybe the day after. So I'm hoping I'll be able to film a little add-on at the end to show you the magazine. But I did have an email from one of the editorial staff at Knitting Magazine on Friday with the photos, and that included the cover, and my design is on the covers. I'm really excited about that. So today I'm going to tell you about this design. I'm going to tell you about the yarn. I'm going to tell you about what I think of the yarn. So it's a bit of an introduction to this design, and also a bit of a yarn review because I really like this yarn. So let's talk about this design first. It is huge. It is also it is on my Wicked dress form. The garment that's already on here was my design in the last issue of Knitting Magazine, issue 233, and that's been hanging on there since it came back, so I just left that on there. This shawl is absolutely huge. Let me see if I can lift it up and show you. And it uses a set of gradient mini skeins, but they're large mini skeins. So let me talk about this shawl first, and then I'll talk about the yarn. So the shawl, I'm going to take it off the dress form for a little bit. The shawl starts at the top here with just a few stitches, and then it increases along the top edge and either side of that center panel, and you get these kind of two big wings, and it is an enormous shawl. So I put it back on the dress form for a minute. So the brief for this issue was I can't remember the exact wording, but it was things that inspires us or creativity, and the editor more or less gave us like free rein to do what we wanted to do, or to submit what we wanted to do. And I decided I wanted to design a lace shawl because that's my favorite thing to design, and I haven't actually designed that many lace shawls for Knitting Magazine. And I was looking through my yarn to see what kind of yarn I could use for this shawl, or for the submission. Quite often I'll use the yarn for the submission, and then the editor will want me to use a different yarn for the actual design. That happens quite regularly with different magazines. So I was looking through my stash, and I had this pack of 50-gram mini skeins. So mostly when you talk about mini skeins, they tend to be 10 or 20 grams. So 50 grams is quite large, really. I'm not sure whether you can really call them mini skeins. It was a gradient set from Orchidee Luxury Yarns, and I'll put all the links below. So Orchidee Luxury Yarns is run by Abby. She makes absolutely amazing hand-dyed yarn. Love her yarns. But we settled on the Mull Merino base, which is the merino and silk blend. It's 50-50 merino and silk, and it has, I think it's about 400 meters per 100 grams, and this set has 5 50-gram skeins, and it's the colorway Pink Cadillac. Abby called it, I think it's Shades. It's fades with SH in front of it. Shades, I guess it is. I don't know. Apologies if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but she doesn't mean the variety of colours. If you don't like the pink, then that's absolutely fine. But it's a really nice yarn, and I enjoyed knitting this so much. I knitted this sample myself, and I enjoyed knitting it so much that just after I finished this, Abby actually launched her advent calendar for this year, and I signed up for it. As a slightly aside, which has nothing to do with this video, but last Christmas was the first year I had an advent calendar, a yarn advent calendar, that is, and I kept an eye on some of my favorite indie dyes to see what their advent calendars were like, and I kind of made a note of the ones that I really liked. And I just finished this shawl in the Mulbrina base. I couldn't resist but signing up, so I did sign up to Abby's advent calendar. So I guess that's 24 mini skeins. I can't remember whether it's the 10 gram or the 20 grams. So this yarn is actually gorgeous, and I like it so much that I signed up to the advent calendar for it. So there will be more coming with this yarn next year. Now the set comes with 5 colors, as I said. Darker color, slightly lighter, slightly lighter, slightly lighter, and slightly lighter. So the lightest one is just used for the edging. With this kind of top-down shawl, or any shawl that increases, where the rows gradually get longer and longer, the color that you use to start with when the rows are shorter is the one that is going to have the biggest impact. So I decided just to use this as a fade. So I started with one color and then I just worked my way across the skeins. So I decided that I wanted the brightest pink as the main color, and I wanted that to be the one that was closest to my face because I really like that color and I think it looks good on me. You could start at the other end with a lighter color, but I decided I wanted the brighter color next to my face and at the top, because that's also, as you can see, very much the dominant color. And then each section gets shorter and shorter. I did the setup section, which is up to probably about there, and then I did 1, or maybe there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 repeats, and this one was 1, 2, 3, 4 repeats, I think, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then the edging. I haven't actually looked in the pattern to see if that's what I did. I'm just looking at the pattern here, so I think that's what I did. But if you're looking at the pattern, you're thinking, no, she's telling me the wrong thing, then apologize, because I haven't actually looked at the pattern to see what the pattern says. So obviously this shawl is very big. It's 250 grams, which is quite big. It's great on me because I'm tall, so it's perfect on me, but it is probably quite big on a lot of people who are not as tall or big as I am. So you might want a smaller shawl, and this shawl is easier to make smaller. So if you have a mini skein set, Orchidea Luxury Yarns, I believe she also does smaller mini skein sets or smaller Schweiz sets, gradient sets. There are 10 or 20 grams mini skeins, I think. So you can easily make this shawl a lot smaller. When you get past the kind of setup section, which is, I believe, is chart A, when you get down into the other short sections, if we look here, this section here uses the same stitch pattern, and then here, I don't know whether you can tell, but it changes slightly. So you can start this section earlier, and then this section goes right down to the edging, and you can start the edging earlier. So after each repeat of the main chart, you can switch to the next chart at any point because they all fit in after each other. So you can basically, once you get to the point where you're increasing 4 stitches every other row, every right side row, you can start the next chart at any point. So you can easily make this a lot smaller if you prefer to do that. I do have a tutorial talking about how to knit triangular, half hexagon, and this what I call a hybrid shawl from the top down, and I will link that below. I'm not sure whether it's a blog post or a video. If it's a video, I'll try and see if I can link it at the end of this video, but if not, it'll be linked below this video. So if you're new to this kind of shawl construction, you might want to have a look at that, because it explains how this kind of shawl construction works and how I make how I write my patterns, basically. I also have a tutorial about whether you can make your shawls bigger or smaller, so I will link that below as well. Again, I'm not 100% sure whether it's a blog post or a video. If it's a video, I'll try and link it at the end. If it's a blog post, I'll link it below. If you were tempted to get this yarn, but your shawls aren't your thing, but you quite like the sound of the yarn and you love this colorway, you can easily knit other things with this yarn. With the yarn that I'm getting for my advent calendar, depending on the colors, I'm actually tempted to knit a garment, because I think I signed up for the 20 gram mini skein section, which means I'll be getting 20 grams a day. So that's quite a lot of yarn. That might just be enough for me to knit a garment, sweater or cardigan. I'm going to have to wait and see what the colors are like, to see if they're colors that I would want to wear in a garment. So you can easily use this yarn for other things. It's perfect for lace, perfect for shawls, but you can use it for other garments and accessories as well. Please bear in mind that because it is a merino and silk blend and it is hand dyed, it is obviously a luxury yarn, so you will want to hand wash it, and that might help you decide or affect what you decide to make with it. So I would make shawls, garments, scarves, any kind of accessories, except for accessories that will get a lot of hardware, so like socks and hand warmers or gloves, mittens, that kind of thing. I probably wouldn't use it for that because they tend to get a lot more wear when I'm wearing them, and I would want something that is a little bit more delicate. But I absolutely love using this yarn for shawls. It helps the shawl keep its shape. It blocks really well. Pure wool yarns, because sometimes once you blocked it, they then shrink back a little bit. If you have silk in the yarn, especially 50% silk, it tends to keep the shape a lot better once you've blocked it. So when this came back last week, I took it out of the packaging and I hung it up in my dress form because it had a couple of creases in it because obviously it's been packaged up. I hung it up and it looks absolutely beautiful, just like when I first blocked it, and I wouldn't need to block it. If I was going to use this tomorrow, I wouldn't need to block it. So that's why I like using merino and silk or Blueface Leicester and silk blends, because they are so lovely in lace blends. I'm really excited about this shawl because it is quite big and I like big shawls. I can't wait to wear it. We're actually going to a wedding in November in Scotland, and I may have to make sure I choose a dress that I can wear this over, so I can take this with me if it gets a bit chilly, because I absolutely love it and it's definitely the kind of colour I would wear. So I was very excited when the editor said I could use this colourway. So the colourway is Pink Cadillac and it's the Orchidean Luxury Yarns Schweiz set. Is 550 gram skeins. But if you want to make a smaller one, you can easily do that. You can just start the next chart earlier if you want to. So I hope you will look out for issue 234 of Knitting Magazine, which is in the shops in the UK now. If you don't live in the UK, you may be able to order it online. I don't know if they do a digital version or not, but they are on Instagram as Knitting Magazine, so you can find them there and just Google them, and I'm sure you'll find the details that you need. If not, try and reach out to them maybe through their Instagram maybe. They're also on Twitter. I think they're Knitting Mag on Twitter. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Just hopefully a fairly short video talking about this design. If the magazine comes before I have edited this video, I will add a little extra clip showing you the magazine. If not, I'll add the photos of the cover at the end of this video. Love this design. Absolutely excited about it. It's so beautiful. I wish it was cool enough to wear it now, because I would definitely wrap this all the way around me, but it is quite hot, which is why I'm wearing a sleeveless dress today. It is high 20s now, I think, and it is the afternoon, and my office gets really hot in the afternoon, which is why I've had to close the curtains and things like that, because it gets very, very hot in here. So yeah, love this design. I am going to put it on just to show you, even though it is very, very hot. Isn't that colour gorgeous? I like that colour. So different ways you can wear this. You can just wear it across your shoulders. You can fasten at the front with a shawl pin, or because this has quite long ends, you can kind of tie it together at the front. Kind of like that. If you're wearing it over a dress or something, that might be quite nice. You can also wear it as a scarf. So you can put it kind of over on the side a little bit, kind of bunch it up, and then fling that, so you have one end coming over like that, the other end over your shoulders. So that's the center panel at the back, is kind of to the side, so it's a bit like that. That's how I wear it quite a lot. You can wear that under your winter coat and things, or you can just grab it, the front, put the center section at the front, cross the long ends over at the back, just knock my water bottle over, and then just like bunch it up and straighten it out, and then that fits quite nicely under your winter coat and it's quite warm. And then when you get to wherever you're going, if it's a bit chilly but it's in a coffee shop or at the office, if it's a bit chilly, you can just take it over and put it around your shoulders like that. So many uses. I absolutely love this shape. It's one of my favorite shapes for an all over lace shawl, and I'm really excited about this shawl, and I just love the color. And I'm just so grateful that Abby or Walkedy and Luxury Yarns agreed to support this design, and I'm really grateful to the editor for commissioning this design. This is probably my favorite design I've done for Knitting Magazine so far, just because I love the design and I love the yarn and the color and everything. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing, and please leave me a comment and let me know what you think of this shawl. Would you knit it in this pink, or what color would you knit it in? Would you make it smaller? Probably wouldn't want to make it bigger, I would have thought, unless you have a lot of yarn you want to use. But let me know what you think, and thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.